Welcome to a spine-chilling journey across the United States. From the haunted shores of the Atlantic to the shadowy peaks of the Rockies, we're about to dive headfirst into a world of unexplained phenomena and bone-chilling encounters. Today, we uncover the most terrifying paranormal stories from each state. We're talking about the kind of stories that make your blood run cold, stories whispered around campfires and in hushed tones long after the lights go out. Get ready to be haunted by tales that will keep you up at night. We're going deep, folks, deeper than we've ever gone before. This antebellum mansion is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young bride who died on her wedding day. People have seen her spectral form wandering the halls, her heartbroken sobs echoing through the silence. This historic hotel is rumored to be haunted by a former employee who never clocked out. Guests have reported strange noises, flickering lights, and even full-bodied apparitions. This grand dame of the Wild West is no stranger to ghostly tales. Miners, gamblers, and ladies of the night who met their end here are said to still roam the halls, their presence felt by guests and staff alike. High in the Ozark Mountains sits a hotel with a dark history. Guests report encounters with a mischievous ghost named Michael and a former patient of a quack doctor who once used the hotel as a sanatorium. This sprawling mansion was built by Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, in a desperate attempt to appease the spirits she believed were haunting her. Its bizarre architecture and endless hallways are a testament to her fear. This iconic hotel inspired Stephen King's The Shining, and for good reason. Guests have reported seeing children playing in the hallways, hearing phantom piano music, and feeling an unsettling presence. This abandoned colonial settlement is shrouded in tales of witchcraft, strange deaths, and unexplained disappearances. The land itself is said to be cursed, driving those who dare to stay there to madness. This Civil War prison housed thousands of Confederate soldiers, many of whom perished within its walls. Today, their tormented souls are said to still haunt the fort, their cries echoing through the empty cells. This historic lighthouse is a beacon for both ships at sea and restless spirits. Visitors have reported hearing children laughing, seeing ghostly figures climbing the spiral staircase, and feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness. This grand Savannah mansion is said to be one of the most haunted locations in America. It's plagued by tales of infidelity, tragic deaths, and restless spirits seeking revenge. The air grows heavy with dread as we speak of the Night Marchers, ghostly warriors from Hawaiian legend who march through the islands, their torches casting an eerie glow. To witness their procession means certain death, unless one lies face down in respect as they pass. For over a century, this penitentiary held some of the most dangerous criminals in the West. Now it's said to be haunted by their tormented souls, their anger and despair lingering within the cold stone walls. This secluded cemetery is a hotbed of paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures, phantom vehicles, and unexplained lights. Some say it's a portal to another dimension. This former general store and inn is rumored to be haunted by its original owner. Guests have reported seeing his apparition, hearing footsteps in the night, and feeling an unsettling presence. It was the site of a gruesome unsolved murder in 1912. Today, visitors claim to hear children's voices, feel cold spots, and even witness objects moving on their own. This seemingly ordinary house in Atchison is anything but. It's said to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl named Sally, who plays pranks on visitors and even attacks some, leaving behind physical scratches. This abandoned tuberculosis sanatorium is a chilling reminder of a bygone era. It's said to be haunted by the spirits of patients who died within its walls, their coughs and cries still echoing through the empty halls. This historic plantation is said to be haunted by the ghost of a slave named Chloe, who was murdered after poisoning her master's family. Her tortured soul is said to still roam the grounds, seeking peace she may never find. This coastal fort has witnessed centuries of history, and some say the spirits of soldiers past still guard its ramparts. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures in uniform, hearing unexplained noises and feeling a sense of unease. Guests report seeing a ghostly woman in white roaming the halls, doors opening and closing on their own, and feeling a presence that sends chills down their spines. This infamous house in Fall River was the site of a brutal double murder in 1892. Lizzie Borden, the prime suspect, was acquitted, but the house itself seems to hold on to the horror of that day. Visitors report feeling uneasy, hearing footsteps and even seeing apparitions. This historic hotel on Mackinac Island is said to be haunted by a variety of spirits, including a former bellhop who still likes to play pranks on guests. Visitors report seeing objects move on their own, hearing unexplained noises and feeling cold spots. These man-made caves beneath the streets of St. Paul were once a speakeasy and hideout for gangsters. Today they're said to be haunted by the ghosts of those who met their end here, their laughter and screams still echoing through the tunnels. This historic tavern in Natchez is said to be haunted by the ghost of Madeline, a young woman who died of a broken heart after her lover was killed in a duel. Guests report seeing her apparition, feeling her presence, and experiencing a range of unexplained phenomena. This St. Louis mansion was once home to the Lemp family, a brewing dynasty plagued by tragedy. 4 members of the family committed suicide within the house, and their spirits are said to still linger. Visitors report cold spots, disembodied voices, and even physical contact from unseen forces. This hallowed ground is where Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer and his men met their demise at the hands of Lakota, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho warriors. Visitors report seeing ghostly soldiers on horseback, hearing the sounds of battle, and feeling a sense of overwhelming sadness. This historic theater in Alliance is said to be haunted by a former stagehand who died in an accident. His presence is said to be felt throughout the theater, and some say he still likes to tinker with the lights and sound equipment. This abandoned hotel in Goldfield is said to be one of the most haunted places in Nevada. Guests and workers have reported seeing full-bodied apparitions, hearing disembodied voices, and experiencing poltergeist activity. This historic home in Henniker is said to be haunted by the ghost of ocean-born Mary, a woman who was born at sea and whose life was marked by tragedy. Visitors report seeing her apparition, feeling her presence, and even smelling the scent of lavender, her favorite fragrance. This oak tree in Bernards Township is said to be cursed. Legend has it that the devil himself sits in its branches, casting a malevolent gaze upon the world. Locals tell stories of strange occurrences, accidents, and even suicides linked to the tree. This historic hotel in Cimarron has seen its share of violence in its day, and some say the spirits of those who died here still linger. Guests report seeing ghostly figures, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling cold spots. This infamous house in Amityville was the site of a horrific mass murder in 1974. The Lutz family, who moved into the house shortly after the murders, claimed to be terrorized by demonic forces. Their story became a best-selling book and a series of horror films. For centuries, strange lights have been seen dancing across Brown Mountain. Some say they're the spirits of Native American maidens searching for their lost lovers, while others believe they're a natural phenomenon. This fort, once commanded by George Armstrong Custer, is said to be haunted by the spirits of soldiers and their families. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures in uniform, hearing the sounds of children playing, and feeling a sense of unease. This former prison in Mansfield is a chilling reminder of a bygone era. It's said to be haunted by the spirits of former inmates and guards, their anguish and despair lingering within the cold stone walls. This historic inn in Guthrie is said to be haunted by the ghost of Augusta, a former employee who died in a fire. Guests report seeing her apparition, hearing her footsteps, and feeling her presence. These underground tunnels beneath the streets of Portland were once used to Shanghai unsuspecting men and force them into labor on ships. Today, they're said to be haunted by the spirits of those who were kidnapped and those who died working in the tunnels. This former prison in Philadelphia was once one of the most notorious in the world. It was designed to inspire penitence in its inmates, but many went mad within its walls. Today it's said to be haunted by the spirits of former inmates, their screams echoing through the empty cell blocks. This historic library in Providence is said to be haunted by the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe, who frequented the library when he was courting his future wife. Visitors report seeing his apparition, feeling his presence, and even smelling the scent of his pipe tobacco. This former jail in Charleston housed some of the city's most notorious criminals, including pirates, murderers, and Civil War prisoners. Today it's said to be haunted by the spirits of those who died within its walls, their moans and cries still echoing through the corridors. This historic hotel in Deadwood is said to be haunted by the ghost of its founder, Seth Bullock, a legendary lawman and friend of Wild Bill Hickok. Guests report seeing his apparition, hearing his footsteps, and feeling his presence. This cave in Adams is said to be haunted by the Bell Witch, a malevolent entity that tormented the Bell family in the early 1800s. The witch is said to have been responsible for the death of John Bell, the family patriarch. Visitors report feeling uneasy, hearing strange noises, and even being scratched by unseen forces. This former mission in San Antonio is one of the most important historical sites in Texas. It was the site of a pivotal battle in the Texas Revolution, and many believe the spirits of those who died there still linger. Visitors report seeing ghostly soldiers, hearing the sounds of battle and feeling a sense of reverence and sorrow. This abandoned hospital in Toul is said to be haunted by the spirits of former patients and staff. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling cold spots. Some say the spirits are trapped here, unable to move on. This covered bridge in Stowe is said to be haunted by the ghost of Emily, a young woman who died on her wedding day. Legend has it that she hanged herself from the rafters of the bridge after her fiancé left her at the altar. Visitors report seeing her apparition, feeling her presence, and even being touched by unseen forces. This historic plantation house in Virginia Beach is said to be haunted by the ghosts of former slaves and their masters. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling cold spots. Some say the spirits are trapped here, unable to move on. This historic market in Seattle is said to be haunted by a variety of spirits, including a former fishmonger who still likes to heckle customers. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling cold spots. It's said to be haunted by the spirits of patients who died within its walls, their screams echoing through the empty halls. This historic hotel in Milwaukee is said to be haunted by the ghost of its founder, Charles Pfister. Guests report seeing his apparition, hearing his footsteps, and feeling his presence. Some say he's a benevolent spirit, looking after his beloved hotel. This former prison in Rollins is said to be haunted by the spirits of former inmates and guards. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling cold spots. Some say the spirits are trapped here, unable to find peace. Thanks for joining us on this eerie journey. We've explored the darkest corners of every state, uncovering tales of terror that have haunted these lands for generations. Remember, these are more than just stories. They're glimpses into a world beyond our own, a world where the veil between the living and the dead is thin. Which story gave you the chills? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling tales. We'll leave you with this, folks. Sleep tight and don't let the spirits bite.